Hello guys, Sujari speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 311. Yeah, 312, excuse me. And today we read you a little golden biography book on Bob Ross. So let's read it now, shall we? See what we got for us. It was written by Maria Correa, illustrated by Jeff Coulter. Coulter, I pronounced his last name. Anyway. Watch this remix for you, buddy. Anyway, it was for John and our happy little life, MC. Published by Golden Book of New York release. Copyright 2023, already reserved. See here, it's Bob Ross, a little golden biography book. If you watch this remix, for you, buddy. Anyway, it's for you, one of your inspirations. Anyway, Robert Norman Ross was born on October 29th, 1942 in Daytona Beach, Florida. If you watch Billy, Florida to you. Anyway, his mother, Ollie, taught him to love and respect wildlife. Bob learned that to make friends with trees, all he had to do was talk to them. Exactly. The fact is, it's a good idea to make some art out of them. So, there you go, now for the next steps, but in life. In any way. Next page. Anyway. Growing up in Florida, Bob would find and take care of injured animals. Wow, okay. Including snakes, squirrels, and armadillos, okay? Once his parents found him nursing an alligator back in his health in a bathtub, Bob's father Jack was a carpenter when Bob was in the 9th grade, okay? He would decide to quit school and train to be a carpenter as well. While working with his father, Bob lost a tip in the left index finger. Wow. In an accident. I felt worried for Bob Ross in this point. If you watch this remix, this is something he'd never forget, on his hospital bed. I just felt worried, I don't know what to do next. Next page. Anyway, Bob decided the word working wasn't for him. He joined the United States Air Force, and when he was 18, and shortly afterward was sent to live on the base in Alaska. Wow. Welcome to whatever that was. Anyway, stupid idea. Shut up. Yeah, I won't say Alaska because it's a stupid idea. Anyway, Alaska's dramatic landscapes and snow-capped mountains were unlike anything Bob had seen before. Wow. Pay more sense in any way. Yeah. At the time remix, watching this, it was great. So, there you go now, even though it's it had to make more sense to you in any way. So, there you go. Next page. Anyway. Inspired by his surroundings, Bob took his first painting class in Alaska. Wow. But he enjoyed paintings where he was frustrated by his teachers, who preferred abstract art to realism, okay? Bob wanted to learn how to paint a tree that actually looked like a tree. Jesus. One day while watching TV, Bob discovered a show called The Magic of Oil Painting. Okay. The host, a German painter named William Alexander, who lived in Bob's home and state of Florida. Okay. Completed a landscape painting during each 30-minute episode while explaining his technique. Bob was fascinated. Well, that makes more sense in any way, even though it's a great idea between him and this William Alexander person. That's just me, of course. So, there you go. If you watch the remix, Bob Ross, for you to be paid. The joy of pain for you. The future of joy pain. Next page. Anyway. Excuse me. Bill Alexander used an oil painting technique called alla parma. The first attempt in Italian. Also known as wet, okay? This approach allows artists to finish paintings quickly by applying new layers of paint without waiting the previous layers to dry, okay? Bob kept watching from the Bill shows, and he practiced with a wet technique until he mastered it, okay? Before long, Bob was painting landscapes on the back of gold painting tins, selling them for $25 a piece. Oh wow, looks like a farm to me in the left side of the painting. So there you go, the snowboard. So there you go. It makes more sense. So there you go. Even though Bob Ross was a good idea, I've already have a Bob Ross puppet over there. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, in 1981, Bob retired from the Air Force as a Master Sergeant and moved back to Florida to study in person with Bill Alexander. Bob even joined Bill's company as a travel instructor. In one of Bob's paid workshops, he met Annette Kowalski, okay? Annette saw his talent and knew he could be a big success. Okay, it all makes sense with Bob Ross in any way, so there you go, even though he's a good payer. So, there you go. If you watch this remix for you. And although Bob Ross in a movie called Paint was going to be a bad movie, so enjoyed by critics. In a Family Guy episode, when I get to the next page, in the Family Guy episode, they're going to make fun of Bob Ross. I don't know. That's just stupid, you know. Anyway, and then her husband became Bob's business partners, okay? Together with Bob's wife, Jade, they started Bob Ross Incorporated, launched a line of paints and brushes. Although Bob's hair was nearly straight, he saved money on haircuts by getting a perm and a curly hairstyle that could last a long time. He didn't really like the look, but it became the company's logo. He never changed it. At first, the company struggled. Bob shop in the mall, painted the classes, strapped only small audiences, and then bought local newspaper ads and even a telephone hotline to generate buzz. Eventually, the big break came in the form of the television show. Now, these two look different, these Bob Ross different, so yeah, there you go, even though it's making more sense in any way, even though it's a great Bob Ross difference. So there you go, it makes me feel like a logo difference, so there you go, it could be more, or it could be like, and not really that top of the head, no, and it has to be like this, so there you go. Next page. Anyway, excuse me. The Joy page first aired on January 11th, 1983 on PBS. Over the next 11 years, Bob will film 4 and 3 episodes. Wow, 4 and 3 episodes. And he just stood in the dark room with a black canvas, okay? Blank canvas, excuse me. With a smudge here and the permanent knife strapped there. He'll be bringing a imaginary landscape scene to the life in a half an hour. Okay? Yeah, so it all makes sense in any way, even though it's a great idea. So, there you go. If you watch this remix, Joy of Pain for you on PBS. So, there you go. Next page. But Joy of Pain wasn't... excuse me. Just about the masterpieces Bob created. It was about sharing the experience with his viewers. He believed that anyone could be an artist, and that art should be accessible to anyone. On his show, he can use just 30 paint colors and having only a handful of tools. Like Bill Alexander, Bob explained his process step by step. Okay? So that the viewers could paint alongside with him. But many people to it simply to watch Bob and to listen to his calm, smoothing voice as he painted his happy little trees. Now, these are different colors in a way to make more sense. So there you go. It kind of reminds me of the whole Barney paints in the whole way to say singing the whole in Barney Goes to School we hug a color and mix it all up, but in reality it's mix a color, you know, in a Barney song. But that just makes sense. In the parody of If You're Happy Do You Know It, it's not gonna be we'll make fun of. It's a tune-up. Anyway. Bob remained an animal lover in his entire life, okay? Occasionally, animals that Bob was helping to rehabilitate appear on his show. This includes a baby raccoon, a fawn, an owl named Hoot, and perhaps the most infamous of all, Peapod the squirrel. Yup. He's a animal lover, right? So I'm more of a pig person myself, so there you go. Even though it's making more sense in any way, when all fawns are a baby deer. So there you go. It just makes more sense in any way. So there you go on that. So yeah. Next page. The Joy of Pain is considered to be the most popular art show in history. People from all over the country and the world tune on their televisions and turn to Bob for inspiration. Bob died on July 4th, 1995, the year I was born. But his legacy lives on today with more than 300 official Bob Ross instructors worldwide. And although he never received recognition for this art world during his lifetime, you can now find some of his paintings in Smithsonian's National Museum of American History's Botanic Collection. Seen here is a lot of inspirations, and if you watch this remix, Bob Ross, and yeah, I'm playing toys for your thing, but that's just me. It was good enough that Joy Pain's still there on TV on PBS, and although it was one of remix Paul inspirations, it was a good idea. So there you go. I don't know who Bob Ross was when I was a little kid, even though I don't know who Bob Ross is. And I don't know what TV was, not until I was like 2 years old, because I was a technician back then, because it was great to me to see this. So there you go. And the last page of the book says this. Bob Ross didn't just teach people how to paint, he taught people to believe they could paint. So the next time you see a little encouragement, just think of Bob Renly's voice say, you can move mountains, you can do anything. Yep, you can do this, folks. Bob Ross is one of the kind to know who paints, and I knew how to paint very well. Just like what I was doing when I was a little kid in Miss Weaver's class. I was only 7 or 8 years old, but until I was 10 years old, it's gonna be a little different from Miss Weaver's class at the time. Then nowadays, just like I was doing what I was doing now, filmmaking, technician, and 5 of my inspirations were Robin McNeil, Jim Lehrer, Dane Botenheimer, the creator of Vanilla Orange, who made a Bob Ross episode of Vanilla Orange at the time. He was made out of fruit, something like that. Made out of pain, and Orange doing the pain. At the end, it was like knife, and Bob Ross fruit was like hit by a knife or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Bob Show and Ray Fox Audio. These are 5 of my inspirations to me to make films, TV shows over the years. That was film and TV to me is like my passion, especially TV, and yeah, especially the fact that it was great and all. So that was a little golden book biography of Bob Ross. Watch this remix for you, buddy. What I think about this book, it was amazing. So far, this book was a successful book to read. That was Bedtime Stories episode number 312. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. Next one's gonna be Bedtime Stories episode number 313. It's gonna be another in archive book. Now, excuse me, I gotta edit 3 of those projects, and of course, I gotta uploads these full review episodes. Get ready to watch Disney Plus, and of course, I got get ready for Storytime Bob Show. One of my inspirations to maybe make film and TV shows, because he has a live stream to do on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm gonna get ready for that. Till next time, so Joseph Bible, so baby, you can move this soon. So it's out. See ya.